Hey, brave souls, welcome to the Brave Evolution podcast. I'm your host, Chantel Hampton, and this is your boost of empowerment.
The Brave Evolution is all about you being brave enough to dig deep and face the fears, face the ugly, and face the horrible cards you were dealt, and allowing those beautiful jewels deep inside of you to take root and to grow.
I look a mess today, but I don't care. I had a whole video mapped out for you guys, and I had makeup on and everything, but I held it because this topic is something that has been stirring in me for the month. It's been ruminating and simmering in me for the month. And I started off this month talking about the fact that it's important to be brave and be creative. Be brave enough to be creative and move and operate in limitless creativity. And after that, I was silent. And I'm just going to be transparent. I'm not the most, I can be shy. I can be quiet. I'm very observant. I'm a very observant person. And so social media and that life on social media and always putting stuff out there, honestly, that's not me. I know they say in order to get you boost your algorithm or boost whatever your visibility, you should post every day. I don't like it. I don't like it, and because I feel like it's just not real. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I guess I was just saying that when I posted that at the beginning of the month, the affirmations about creativity and about not limiting yourself and limiting your creativity then and just allowing yourself to be creative. That was something that was a theme in my life this whole month and down to today, but yesterday. So like I said at the beginning, I had did a whole video last week and I was going to post it this week, but I really believe God told me no, stop, just wait. So yesterday I had an amazing conversation with my cousin, and he's an artist, but he's also one that studies artists and appreciates, respects, honors artists. And so his eye for art is super intriguing. It's amazing. But we got into a conversation just about the art that he likes and the artist that he likes. And as I was looking at the art, it just hit me so heavily that when we create without limits and when we create from the essence of who we are and where we are, we communicate, and we have the ability to communicate in such a expansive way. When I looked at the artists and the people he showed me, it was like you could feel their heart, you could feel their pain, you could feel their love, you could feel it through, this is visual art, through their sculptures, you could feel it through their paintings, you could feel it through the pieces that they put together. And many of these artists were also multifaceted. They didn't just do visual arts. They might write screenplays, they might do poetry, they might recite poetry, they might act, they might sing, they might do music. It's multifaceted. They're expressing and communicating their heart and where they are in multifaceted ways. And to me, it was beautiful. It was so encouraging. One, because I saw that there really are no limits in how we're able to express who we are. As a child, I was very quiet. The only time I would kind of come out of that quietness is when I was around music, or praising God, like during praise and worship at my house, like when my family, my dad would have rehearsals at the house, and I would listen and play around and like dance, and my dad would play James Brown in the car and I'd dance, and and that was my expression. The dancing, the movement, the singing. And as I got older and started to go through things and dealing with some things that I've gone through, writing was my way of communicating, getting my thoughts across, expressing who I was at the time and what I needed. It was my release. And I saw that. I saw that in that art yesterday. And it brought me back to my childhood of like, wow. And I've realized that over the years, it's so easy to get caught up in the analytical side and the theoretical side of expression, rather than embrace and truly get caught up in the beauty of expression. And I feel like you need both. But I feel like when I have put the analytical side, theoretical side above just the freedom of creativity, I've limited how I've communicated to other people. And I hope that makes sense. I've limited my ability to touch and reach people from a pure, uninhibited, or you know what word I'm trying to say, place. No more of that. No more putting caps on creativity. No more being afraid to make a mistake in creativity, a mistake. And Miles Davis would say, in improvisation, there's no mistakes. There are no wrong notes. Just play. And man, like, no more putting caps on it. No more beating myself up for coloring outside of the lines. There are no lines in the way that I believe we have the ability to express the beauty of what God put in us. When God said, "Let there be," at the beginning, and earth was created, the world in the heavens and the planets and creation was created, the universe was created. It kept expanding, and it's still expanding. It's infinite. The creativity is infinite. The creation is infinite. It's still becoming, because he said, "Let there be." What are we going to say "let there be" to? What are we going to and allow it to flow through us? No more limits. No more limits. Be brave enough to create without limits. Be brave enough to express without trapping yourself in, as even down to like worship leading and music in church and all of that. We have to stop limiting ourselves. There's so many other styles and genres and ways to express musically what God is saying. Heaven is, first of all, it's multicultural. It's not limited. And second of all, there is a symphony and an orchestra so big in heaven of every generation, every sound, every beat. Like there's so many sounds. And we cannot trap ourselves into four chords and repeating lyrics just so that we can simplify stuff for people to get it. And it's like, we got to dig deeper. We have to create perspectives. God is a God of different varied perspectives and angles and dimensions. He's not one dimensional. And neither are we. So neither should our music. When we love Michael Jackson's music. We love what Quincy Jones arranged. We love what Stevie Wonder wrote. We love what the Beatles did. We love what Duke Ellington and Frank Sinatra and all, like, we love that music and the orchestral sounds and the big band jazz and all of it. We love it because it's so multidimensional. It's timeless because there are sounds and frequencies that reach the heart of people, and that reaching and that emotion continues. It's a frequency that is eternal. And we love Earth. I'm thinking about Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I think we were talking about this the other day, me and another group of musicians. But when you listen to the complexity of their music and the sound and the rhythms and all the little nuances that are going on, it wasn't limited to 4 tracks. It wasn't limited to a little beat. It wasn't limited to that. It was expansive. And when they heard something, they put it down. If it fit, it fit. If it didn't, then okay, we'll figure out something. Like I once heard a producer say that Quincy Jones says, like, you know, the mistakes is like the what's it called? Like, or mistakes are like the imperfections in the music and in the tracks is like the I can't think of the word, but in between the bricks, like the grout, I think that's what it's called, in between the grit, in between the bricks. That's what that is. It holds it together. It gels it together. It's the imperfections. It's the little slight mistakes and notes or whatever. That's what gives it life and heart, because guess what? We are perfectly imperfect. Perfectly imperfect, yeah. That's what we are. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that encourages you, because it's encouraging me. Create. If you're in the body and you are a believer and you're in church, or don't limit yourself. And not limiting yourself does not mean that you play fusion jazz all the time, because I feel like that's what we do. It's like we either overdo it, but we don't think intentionally about our creativity and about what we're communicating, because it's all about communication. Art is all about communication. Art is all about how we are expressing. It's not necessarily all the time about how it's received, because it's a way of getting out something that may not be able to be verbalized at that moment. It's a way of seeing something in society and seeing something in culture, seeing something in your heart and in your spirit that you may not fully be able to articulate. So you create something. Or if you're able to create, if you're able to articulate it, you're articulating it in a way that is a beautiful picture and multidimensional. So we can no longer be one-dimensional people. We are bold, we are brave artists, we are brave creators, because our God is the creator and we were made in God's image to create. And yeah, there's no limits and there's no caps to that. I'm stepping off of my soapbox and I want to encourage you to have a wonderful, creative day, week, month, year, all of it. Whenever you listen to this, I love you all. I am praying for you all. I'm praying for us as a people and as a culture and as a world, as a society. I'm praying for us. And I wish you the best. Until next time, God bless you. Take care.